Welcome back to Ionized Ideas. This is part 4, the final chapter of our radiation protection series. Thank you for sticking with me through this journey. Your dedication to safe and effective radiologic practice really matters. In this last part, we're wrapping everything together with a quick, clear takeaway to keep you confident on the job or on the exams. If you're enjoying the series, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Alright, let's dive into the final part. In which of the following areas is it acceptable for the radiation level to be 100 Mr. per week? A. Controlled area. B. Uncontrolled area. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. The rate at which a quantity of radiation is delivered to the body is called dose. A. Effectiveness. B. Uniformity. C. Has no relation to how it is delivered in time. D. Depends solely on the radiation quality. What unit of measure is used to express ionizing radiation dose to biologic material? A. Röntgen, C per kilogram. B. Rad, GY. C. Rem, SV, DRBE. The interaction between X-ray photons and tissue that is responsible for radiographic contrast but that also contributes significantly to patient doses. A. The photoelectric effect. B. Compton scatter. C. Coherent scatter. D. Pair production. Guidelines for the use of protective shielding state that gonadal shielding should be used. 1. If the patient has reasonable reproductive potential. 2. When the gonads are within 5 cm of the collimated field. 3. When tight collimation is not possible. A. 1 only. B. 1 and 2 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 2 and 3 only. Which of the following safeguards are taken to prevent inadvertent irradiation in early pregnancy? 1. Patient postings. 2. Patient questionnaire. 3. Elective booking. A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2, and 3. Any wall that the useful X-ray beam can be directed toward is called A secondary barrier. B. Primary barrier. C. Leakage barrier. D. Scattered barrier. The minimum amount of added filtration required for equipment operating above 70 kVp is A. 0.5 mm Al. B. 1.0 mm Al. C. 1.5 mm Al. D. 2.5 mm Al. Filtration that is manufactured into the X-ray tube is called A. Inherent filtration. B. Added filtration. C. Compensating filtration. D. Port filtration. The dose-response curve that appears to be valid for genetic and some somatic effects is the 1. Linear. 2. Nonlinear. 3. None threshold. A. 1 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2, and 3. The interaction between ionizing radiation and the target molecule that is most likely to occur is the A. Direct effect. B. Indirect effect. C. Target effect. D. Random effect. An increase in total filtration of the X-ray beam will increase A. Quantity, B. Quality, C. Contrast, D. Exposure rate. The oxygen enhancement ratio, OER, is used to quantify the A. Ratio of radiosensitivity of tissue when irradiated in an oxygenated versus anoxic state. B. Dose of radiation that will double the rate of spontaneous mutations. C. Relationship between radiation quality and biological effects. D. Whole body dose required to kill 50% of the population. Which of the following are composed of non-dividing, differentiated cells? 1. Neurons and neuroglia. 2. Epithelial tissue. 3. Lymphocytes. A. 1 only. B. 1 and 2 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2, and 3. Which of the following features of fluoroscopic equipment are designed especially to eliminate unnecessary radiation exposure to the patient and/or personnel? 1. Bucky slot cover. 2. Exposure switch, foot pedal. 3. Cumulative exposure timer. A. 1 only. B. 1 and 2 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2, and 3. The effects of radiation on biologic material depend on several factors. If a large quantity of radiation is delivered to a body over a short period of time, the effect A. is less than if it were delivered over a longer period of time. B. is greater than if it were delivered over a longer period of time. C. is unrelated to the amount of time. D. is related only to the let. An optically stimulated luminescence dosimeter contains which of the following detectors? A. Lithium fluoride. B. Silver halide. C. Aluminum oxide. D. Sodium chloride. If the exposure rate at 3 feet from the fluoroscopic table is 40 Mr. H, what will be the exposure rate for 30 minutes at a distance of 5 feet from the table? A. 7.2 Mr. B. 14.4 Mr. C. 24 Mr. D. 48 Mr. All the following have an effect on patient dose except A. Kilovoltage, B. Milliampere seconds, C. Focal spot size, D. Inherent filtration. The photoelectric effect is an interaction between an X-ray photon and A. a nucleus, B. an outer shell electron, C. an inner shell electron, D. another photon. The NCRP recommends a minimum total filtration of A. 1.5 mm Al, B. 2.5 mm Al, C. 3.5 mm Al, D. 4.5 mm Al. Which of the following statements are true with respect to the dose-response curve shown in Figure 3 to 6? 1. The quantity of radiation is directly related to the dose received. 2. No threshold is required for effects to occur. 3. A minimum amount of radiation is required for manifestation of effects. A. 1 only. B. 1 and 2 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 2 and 3 only. Types of structural damage to a DNA molecule by ionizing radiation include which of the following? 1. Single-side rail scission. 2. Double-side rail scission. 3. Cross-linking. A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. 1 and 2 only. D. 1, 2, and 3. The unit used to express the maximum safe limit for exposure to ionizing radiation is A. Rad, GY. B. Rentgen, C per kilogram. C. Rem, SV, D. Air Kerma, GIA. The dose rate to the fluoroscopist is most affected by the A. Distance from the patient. B. Patient size. C. Milliamperage. D. Kilovoltage. Which of the following statements are true regarding dose reduction in fluoroscopy? 1. The SSD should be maximized. 2. The tube should be kept as far from the patient as possible. 3. The use of a grid is not recommended. A. 1 only. B. 1 and 2 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2, and 3. What is the fractional portion of the cumulative dose limit for an occupationally exposed person? A. 45,659. B. 45,661. C. 45,667. D. 14,611. Which of the following is the unit used to express the maximum safe limit for exposure to ionizing radiation? A. Rentgen, C per kilogram. B. Rad, GY. C. Rem, SV, D. Air Kerma, GIA. A term used to describe the amount of energy transferred to biologic tissue by ionizing radiation is A. REM. B. Rad. C. Linear energy transfer. LET. D. Relative biologic effectiveness, RBE. Referring to the nomogram in figure 3 to 8, what is the approximate patient assay from a particular projection made at 105 cm using 110 kVp, 300 mA, 5 milliseconds, and 2.5 mm Al total filtration? A. 42 Mr. B. 18 Mr. C. 420 Mr. D. 180 Mr. The correct ways to check for cracks in lead aprons are 1. To fluoroscope them once a year. 2. To radiograph them at low kilovoltage twice a year. 3. By visual inspection. A. 1 only. B. 1 and 2 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2, and 3. The regrowth of damaged tissue that was exposed to a dose of ionizing radiation is termed A. Epilation. B. Radiolysis. C. Proliferation. D. Repopulation. The photoelectric effect is more likely to occur with 1. High atomic number absorbers. 2. Low kilovoltage exposure factors. 3. Negative contrast media. A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2, and 3. Primary radiation barriers must be at least how high? A. 5 Fort. B. 6 featuring C. 7 feet. D. 8. The greatest total amount of scattered radiation is produced by the A. Beam restrictor. B. Table Bucky. C. Patient. D. Image intensifier. The amount of X-ray beam filtration required is regulated by the A. ARRT, B. NCRP, C. FDA, DACR. To within what percentage of the SID must the collimator light and actual irradiated area be accurate? A. 0.02, B. 0.05, C. 0.1, D. 0.15. Which of the following is the unit of measurement used to express occupational exposure? A. Rentgen, C per kilogram. B. Rad, GY. C. Rem, SV, DRBE. If a quantity of radiation is delivered to a body over a short period of time, the effect A. is less than if it were delivered over a longer period of time. B. is greater than if it were delivered over a longer period of time. C. is unrelated to the period of time. D. is related to the OER. The minimum lead equivalent required for a lead glove is A. 0.1 mm Pb, B. 0.25 mm Pb, C. 0.5 mm Pb, D. 1.0 mm Pb. What should be the radiographer's main objective regarding personal radiation safety? A. Not to exceed his or her dose limit. B. To keep personal exposure as far below the dose limit as possible. C. To avoid whole body exposure. D. To wear protective apparel when holding patients for exposures. Which of the following are features of fluoroscopic equipment designed especially to eliminate unnecessary radiation to patient and/or personnel? 1. Filtration. 2. Collimation. 3. Intermittent fluoroscopy. A. 1 only. B. 1 and 2 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2, and 3. The NCRP recommends an annual effective occupational dose equivalent limit of A. 2.5 rem, 25 millisieverts. B. 5 rem, 50 millisieverts. C. 10 rem, 100 millisieverts. D. 20 rem, 200 millisieverts. Which of the following defines the gonadal dose that, if received by every member of the population, would be expected to produce the same total genetic effect on that population as the actual doses received by each of the individuals? A. Genetically significant dose. B. Somatically significant dose. C. Maximum permissible dose. D. Lethal dose. Types of gonadal shielding include which of the following? 1. Flat contact. 2. Shaped contact, contour. 3. Shadow. A. 1 only. B. 1 and 2 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2, and 3. If a patient received 1,400 mRAD during a 7-minute fluoroscopic examination, what was the dose rate? A. 200 radians per minute. B. 5 radians per minute. C. 0.2 rad, minimum. D. 2.0 radians per minute. According to the NCRP, the pregnant radiographer's gestational dose equivalent limit for a 1-month period is A. 1 millisievert, B. 5 millisieverts, C. 0.1 millisieverts, D. 0.5 millisieverts. The largest amount of diagnostic X-ray absorption is most likely to occur in which of the following tissues? A. Lung. B. Adipose. C. Muscle. D. Bone. Biologic material irradiated under hypoxic conditions is A. More sensitive than when irradiated under oxygenated conditions. B. Less sensitive than when irradiated under anoxic conditions. C. Less sensitive than when irradiated under oxygenated conditions. D. Unaffected by the presence or absence of oxygen. The most effective type of shield for anterior and lateral male gonadal protection during fluoroscopy is A. Flat contact. B. Shaped contact, contour. C. Shadow. D. None of the above. Thank you for joining me throughout this entire series here on Ionized Ideas. I hope these lessons help strengthen your skills, whether you're preparing for your board exams or simply taking a much-needed refresher to stay sharp in practice. This wraps up our full series, and I truly appreciate your time and support. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more radiology review content. Until the next video, stay safe, stay sharp, keep learning, and good luck on your exams.